Quite honestly, I've been procrastinating a little bit today because I'm nervous to do this cut. So this is rotted T111 and I need to cut. I'm going to do this blue chalk line and pull off of this one to make a straight line to cut it. And then I'm going to turn off the main power, so I'll walk you through it. First blue mark line wasn't straight, so I redid it. And as you can see, the bubble here is in the middle, so it's good to check that. Off the main electrical box, and then I'm gonna lock it with this little lock because the tenants on the other side, I don't want them to like open it up and I'm touching any wires, so that's for security precaution, which makes me feel a lot more comfortable while I'm doing the repair. And because this is a bit of a tight situation, I'm gonna try to go in with this Ryobi all-in-one tool with an oscillating blade. I'm not 100% convinced it's gonna cut through the wood, but we shall see, and I hope it does. And then I can continue on with the circular saw, so I'll give it a try. Much to my surprise, it actually did go through with the Ryobi oscillating saw, and I'm just being cautious because I don't, want to hit any cords behind it because there is an electric. Of course, I did turn off the power, and that's a huge advantage to having a battery powered tool, because the last well I did was with a corded tool, and it actually freaks me out to look at those pictures because I don't want to be messing around with electric and a corded tool. So let's continue on with the rest of this line here with the circular saw, and I'll get back to you because obviously I can't cut and film. Please make sure to wear your earmuffs and safety glasses, very important. And adjust the depth of your blade so that it is just deep enough for this wood, because you don't want it to go further than the wood itself, again for safety. Alrighty, I'll get back to you. Hopefully it'll be a successful cut. The cut with the oscillating saw a bit deeper here to get the blade in of the circular saw, and I have to say this Ryobi 5.5-inch blade does a really good job. I had purchased battery powered 4.5-inch circular saws before because I was so intimidated by the larger size, but they both failed. So the only thing about this is it really kicks back a lot of dust. So please wear your safety glasses. But I can handle the dust. So I'm gonna try prying this loose and getting it out. Successfully did the main cut, but to say that this is easy to get off would be a lie. Oh, I'm using more circular saw cuts, pry bar, oscillating tool, and I'll get it off. And then I had to get this wire out of here, and it was sending off a little bit of a charge. So I am working on it, but I'm glad the main cut is done and I can see where the electric is. So that was my biggest concern today and why I was putting it off. But I didn't expect it to be so hard to remove from the wall, but working on it. Everything out. That was so hard and so tough to pry it all out, but I did it. And then I had a 1x2, so I put this under because the baseboards are going to be attached, and I wanted to grab onto it, so it fit nicely in there. I broomed it all out, got all the dirt out, sprayed it with orange oil against pests. Is it perfect? No, but once I seal it up, it's going to be good. And then I have the T111, which I learned to get cut at Lowe's, so there's a straight cut at the top and the bottom. And then I'm just going to measure them in to fit into this space here. So I'm going to mark that. And then what you do is you take a pen and you mark the studs so you know where you can drill. You mark it just with a pen, just right here between all of them. Alrighty, so I will shorten these boards with my circular saw, measure them up, and don't put them right to the bottom of the ground. have a little space so the water doesn't wick up to them. Alrighty, I'll get back to you soon. It's not perfect, but what I did is I marked the studs so I know I could screw some exterior screws into them. And I'm gonna go get the PVC baseboard, and then what I do with this is I cut epoxy filler in here, and it's really watertight. So, you know, I'm working on my perfect straight cuts, but there's a way to work around it so that it does work. And maybe it's good for you to see this, because if you don't have a straight cut, then you know how to navigate around it. And the cable and Verizon wire I just put off to the side there because I didn't want to make a hole in the wood. The Verizon cable I don't think is going to be used. Hopefully the Comcast one can survive that. And I'll get the PVC and pull it out, the baseboard. Wrap this video up, but I'm going to epoxy in between the seams and also put some caulking here and then some roof tar here. But I really like this PC Woody epoxy, and I'll just show you the area that I have finished and done. So here it is. I got all the wood rot out, put in new T11, and there's silicone caulking on top and then roof tar to seal that in from the water and the bugs. So I hope you learned something, and I hope you learned how to navigate around cuts even though they're not 100% perfect and lined up as we would like them to be. The PC Wood epoxy is a really good idea to seal those cuts. So I'm gonna put all the products down below. You can order them from Amazon, and it always helps my channel, so I do appreciate it. Thank you for listening, and good luck on your repairs. Other thing, because you see these gaps are quite deep, so what I'm gonna do is put Fasten X. This is a waterproof tape, so that, I mean, you would have to use endless amounts of epoxy, so that's not cost effective or really as well done as using this fiber tape. Has a 40-year lifespan, and I bought it for showers, for my shower. And then this epoxy, you can see I've done the seam here. You can paint it and smooth it out as well. Alrighty, I just wanted to add that in, and I'll link the Fasten X fiberglass tape that I'm putting in here to fill it in before I epoxy it. Thank you. I've put the fiber in, and I've just fed it with an X-Acto knife. You can use a flathead screwdriver too. And then I'm just gonna epoxy over that, and that's gonna be really effective for preventing water intrusion.